has a story to claim. Sit back, listen to conversation between Terry Lynn and new authors on the rise, and let the journey begin.
Hello, friends. Welcome to my podcast, Conversations Between Terry Lynn and New Authors. On this episode, I'm talking with Susan Howard, who writes children's books and books for teens. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here with you.
Please tell us about your writing and your first book.
My first book is Matilda May Wears Confidence. And the message with that story is just learning to love yourself and be confident with who you are and be comfortable in your own skin.
That sounds wonderful. Tilda May Wears Confidence is such a meaningful story, and I love how it focuses on self-love, confidence, and making new friends, messages every child needs to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
What inspired you to write children's books?
That's a great question. For my Matilda May series, the inspiration comes from my parents and the life lessons they taught me, which the most important for my mom, at least, was to have confidence in yourself, know your self-worth, love yourself. That's so important. And unfortunately, they passed away. And I just wanted to continue those life lessons and teaching children, that this is really important to love yourself. And if children can learn that now as little ones, hopefully they can grow up and take that lesson with them, because as adults, it's really hard to have confidence and love yourself. And if you can take that lesson with you as an adult, how much easier would adulthood be?
I love that you used the lessons your parents taught you about self-worth and confidence in your books. Those lessons are such powerful gifts to pass on to children.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's been really nice to pass along those lessons that my parents taught me.
What was it like seeing your story come to life through illustrations?
Oh, my illustrator, Mike Collar, is amazing. I've worked with him with all of my books. He's illustrated my children's books and he designed my book cover for my young adult novel. He's just amazing. And working with him is really awesome because I feel like he can just read my mind. I tell him what my vision is, and he just brings it to life. And my children's books, Matilda May series, is, like I said, loosely based off of my own childhood. So when I see his creations, his illustrations, it's like looking back on my own childhood. And it's really awesome to see. And I don't know, it's just really great working with him. He really knows his stuff. He's amazing at what he does, and I'm really grateful that he's my illustrator.
Where did you find him?
I found him through a Facebook group for authors and illustrators. At the time I had interviewed a lot of illustrators, a lot. And while they were all good, it just wasn't what I had envisioned my stories to be like. So when I found him and he showed me his website and told me about his background, I thought, wow, this guy is perfect. He works in Florida. He lives there. He's also a parent, which was important to me, writing children's books. And his website, MikeCollar.com, is amazing. I was impressed, not just by his website, but also the fact that he's very, very patient, because I knew nothing about the process at first. And he walked me through the process step by step. He answered all of my questions. And he took the time to show me how the process works. So that was really cool.
That's wonderful to hear. Having an illustrator who truly understands your vision makes the story feel even more special, and it sounds like Mike brought your book to life beautifully.
Yes, absolutely. I'm grateful for him.
What challenges have you faced as a new author, especially when it comes to publishing or marketing your book?
That is a very good question. Marketing is never ending. It's a constant thing. I feel like that might be the hardest part about being a self-published author. It's really just never ending. Yeah, editing and marketing, probably the hardest things about it.
Yeah, marketing is a never-ending job.
For sure.
Is there a scene or character in your book that's especially meaningful to you?
Yes. So in my first book, Matilda May Wears Confidence, there is a scene where, so Matilda May is very insecure about her birthmark, and she wants her mom to put some kind of bandage on it so that it's hidden. And her mom says that, this isn't a birthmark, that it's a beauty mark. And, it means that she's beautiful. And that actually happened to me in real life. I had a birthmark. I begged my mom to let me get it surgically removed at the age of like, I don't know, I think it was like 7 or 8. And I begged her, and she bent down, kissed my birthmark, and said that it's not a birthmark, it's a beauty mark. And it means that I am beautiful. And so that scene really did happen in real life. And there's also another scene where Matilda May's best friend, Grace, who is very confident in the story, she walks into the classroom and she very confidently shouts out, "Grace is here, the party can begin." And that kind of happened in real life. I was very, very shy at school when I was younger. I did not talk to anyone. One of my teachers actually told my parents that I needed to see like a therapist because I never spoke. So I went to my big sister and I said, "What do I do? How do I get over this? How do I, have the confidence to speak up?" And she told me, "Susie, all you have to do is walk in and say, 'Susie's here, the party can begin.'" And I actually did that in like second grade, and all these kids looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" But it did break the ice a little bit, and I learned to talk to some new people, and it was great.
I love that you shared something your mom told you in your book. Such a beautiful way to see a birthmark as a beauty mark.
Yes, yes. I still to this day call birthmarks beauty marks.
What was your favorite book as a child, and do you think it influenced your writing style today?
Oh my gosh, that's such a brilliant question because I have so many favorite books. As a child, I was definitely that kid who stayed up all night, with the flashlight, reading books when I should have been going to sleep because I had school in the morning. My mom would always yell at me, "Go to sleep." I loved a lot of Judy Blume books. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Deanie was a great one for, self-confidence. And when I got to be about 12 or 13, I started reading a lot of V.C. Andrews books, which I had no business reading those books. Those were very taboo topics. She's still one of my favorite authors. I also used to read a lot of my older sister's books that were mandatory for her to read in high school. So I read Lord of the Flies, To Kill a Mockingbird, all of those classics. So those are just some of my favorites growing up.
I love that you loved to read when you was a kid. Wish kids nowadays would enjoy reading more than being on their electronics.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. I always tell my own children, if you open a book, it's an entire whole new world that you can just get lost in. You can travel back in time. You can go wherever you want to go, and just by opening up a book and reading.
What age group do you write for, and what draws you to that specific audience?
So my Matilda May books are for ages around 5 to 8. And then I have a young adult novel, which is for 13 and up. Um, I used to be a teacher, an elementary school teacher. I've always loved teaching little kids. And I don't know, even as an adult, I still read the books that I used to read when I was a kid. So I just think that, yeah, that's where it comes from, me writing for children.
That's wonderful. So special that your stories reach both younger kids and teens. Each age group needs messages they can grow with, and you're meeting them right where they are.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm hoping to continue.
Are there any books or authors that inspired your writing style or love for storytelling?
I think a lot of it comes from books that I used to read as a kid, like Judy Blume, or I don't know if you know it, but Sweet Valley High, Sweet Valley Twin, yeah, The Babysitter's Club, books like that. I think those are really, really special books, and I don't really I don't really know of any books like that nowadays that have that. I kind of want to call it that magic. So with Matilda May, it's a picture book, but I'm working on a chapter book, and hopefully I can have a chapter book series with Matilda May, like the Babysitter's Club, Sweet Valley High books, those type of books.
That's a wonderful way to create. Blending the stories you loved as a child with your own imagination makes your writing feel both familiar and uniquely yours.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think makes a children's book truly memorable?
If the story, if you can get lost in the story, if it's relatable, I think that's magic right there. If you can open up a book, read the story, and your actual world can kind of blur out because you're so into this story, that's the magic right there.
That's exactly it. When a story pulls you in so deeply that the world feels real and the characters feel like people you know, that's what makes it truly unforgettable.
Definitely. Sometimes those characters, they make it feel like they're real people.
Do you have any advice for other aspiring authors who are just starting out, especially in children's literature?
Yeah, I get this question a lot. And honestly, I've had so many people come to me saying, I have an idea for a book, or I've written a book. What do I do now? What's the next step? So if you have an idea for a children's book or any genre, really, my best advice is to just write the book. Don't worry about, grammar or spelling, or if someone's going to hate it or someone's going to don't even worry about that stuff yet. That comes later. Just write the book, just get it down on paper, whether it be typing it, written, it doesn't matter. Just write the book.
I second that advice. Don't doubt yourself.
Absolutely.
If a child came up to you and said, I want to write a book too, what would you say to encourage them?
Yeah, I would say do it. Write the book, and you don't have to wait until you're grown up to be an author. You can be an author right now as a child. There's so many authors out there who are children, and that is so amazing to me. I love it.
Absolutely, start now. Your ideas and imagination matter, and the best way to become a writer is simply to begin and keep going.
Yep.
What exciting projects or books are you working on next?
So I have a book coming up, and it's called The Booger Monster Under My Bed. It has a little bit of gross out humor, but a lesson about, hygiene habits, washing up, getting rid of those germs, especially when you're sick. The character in the story, Winnie, is a young girl who is sick, and she stays in bed and her boogery tissues are piling up, and out comes a booger monster. So that's my next project.
That sounds like so much fun. I love how you're using silly, gross out humor to share an important message in a way kids will really remember.
Definitely. And there's something about being gross that's funny for kids with boogers, farting, all that stuff is funny.
Where can people find you online, follow your journey?
So I have a website, susanhowardauthor.com. They can find me there. There's also a form on that website where they can fill out to get some information about author visits. I love visiting elementary schools, talking about having confidence, teaching self-love. I read my book, do a little activity. So yeah, they can have me come visit their school or book club or Girl Scouts or whatever.
Thank you, Susan, for your information. I will put the link to your website and your Facebook name in this episode's notes below.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Is it anything else you want people to know about you?
Still more stories to come. Keep a lookout.
I will definitely look for your books, and I'm sure many people in my audience will too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan, for talking with me on my podcast, Conversations Between Terry Lynn and New Authors on the Rise.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed meeting with you.
You are welcome, Susan. Okay, my listeners, tune in next week when I talk with Mindy Green and find out what kind and heartwarming moment she still remembers from one of her school visits. Until then, happy reading with your kiddos.